let's race.
What? I want to see what the kids got.
As always, welcome aboard Plasma 1945, and we're going to do an altitude and speed race here between the F-16 and the MiG-29. We did this just because we were silly, and we've got 3 aircraft. Of course, in the MiG-29A, we've got Sightline, F-16, that's Nomad, and of course yours truly, Plasma 1945 in the back. And this was an adventure to see if we can get high and fast, and just how high and fast we can get. So here we go, off to the races. On call, we've got Nomad taking off. Sightline in the MiG-29 is definitely picking up more speed here. MiG-29A is keeping up. I had to cut my throttle back a little bit. Didn't want to have a collision before we even got in the air. Alright, so, going airborne. And of course, we are taking off from the Growling Sidewinder server because for some reason we decided to do this instead of going and shooting down bandits. Now, as you can see, Nomad is staying on the deck. I'm starting a slight climb. All of us, of course, are gate and full afterburner. No weapons attached. Now, interesting enough, Sightline starts climbing, and as you can see, he is in a climb going up, but he is not losing any airspeed. He's actually maintaining his airspeed, and it's actually increasing as he's going up. Nomad does the same thing, but he gets up to Mach 1.15 before he starts his climb, and I'm in trail in my MiG-29S, way behind there, but our speeds are very close. Nomad is maintaining his climb continuously. Sightline starts coming down a bit because he did overspeed, but look at his velocity. He's Mach 1.25, and he's pretty much in trail with all of us. He's staying right on Nomad. I'm falling way back behind, but he definitely has gains. Now, of course, by this point, Nomad is a rocket. The F-16 is just flying like a bat out of hell, climbing for altitude, already passing 24,000, 25,000. Yeah, he is definitely not slowing down. Now, we are all going to hit the same altitude, but at different times. As you can see, Nomad is still climbing and gaining speed, passing Mach 1.6. Sightline is falling back a bit. He's Mach 1.48, 1.5. I'm also climbing, but for whatever reason, I'm actually slower. So I think MiG-29A here is proven to be faster than the MiG-29S. Now, of course, the MiG-29S does come with built-in jammers, but as you can see, there's a price to pay. Sightline's about 0.05 of a Mach faster than me until we get up to this altitude. Now, Nomad is hitting 50,000. His velocity is starting to drop. He's bringing his nose down to maintain speed because at a certain altitude, you're really not able to climb at the same angle. So you really have to bring your nose down. As you can see, Nomad's actually doing 0.9 Gs. Sideline's 0.9 as well. And I'm in trail, just dropping some flares so that we can see really what's going on. Starting to level out. Nomad's getting up to 59,000 feet. And he's down to Mach 1.47. He is starting to lose that speed. I think he hit Mach 1.6, 1.7 during the flight. I'm in trail with Sightline, and we are quite a bit lower. We are a solid 10,000 feet, almost below Nomad. Nomad's passing 63, 64, wow. But his speed is still okay. He's Mach 1.4 up there. We're 1.5, and right around here I've got the idea that I'm going to cash in my speed for altitude. I do want to get up as high as Nomad. Nomad is just cruising pretty, 66,000 above sea level. Pretty insane up there. Sightline 55, 50. He's hitting 56. Nomad stable at 67, 68. That F-16 has definitely achieved victory here compared to all of us. But as you can see, his AOA is quite significant. He's really just trying to stay afloat up there. Now, Sideline's going up and I'm going up. We're going to cash in our speed for altitude here. Nomad stabilized at 69.7 as per tacview, and I'm pushing up. I'm going to see if I can get right up to him. Sideline is maintaining not as much of a climb. I'm pulling in some G's trying to get up there, but Sideline's kind of just chilling, trying to get up to Nomad. Nomad's stable at 70,000, 70,500 according to tacview. That is pretty high up there. Popping flares just so that we can see each other. The sky is turning black above us, and I get to 68. Nomad's at Mach 1. He's barely staying afloat. I've got a little more juice in me, and there we go. We're almost co-altitude with Nomad. Nomad dropped a little bit from his max altitude of just over 70,000. So 68, 69. Yeah, I can't keep it going. Sightline though, Sightline's pushing it. Sightline's really trying to get up there. He's pushing through 69. 69.9. Can he get any higher? At this altitude, it's really hard to climb. There's just not enough air to keep your airplane going. And you do need SR-71 type engines to really fly up here. Now, could we intercept an SR-71 out here? Absolutely not. We simply would not have sufficient velocity, and our engines are just not efficient enough to do that. So Sightline got to about 69. I got to about 60. Yeah, I think we all got to about 69. Nomad got all the way up to 70. And I'm supposed to, I think I should be saying like nice. 69, nice. All right. Well, there we go, guys. That has been achieved. At this point, I challenge Nomad to do a landing. And I think Sightline's kind of just going, meh, I'm going to keep going. There you go. Nomad just pulls up right behind me and just gets right in position. Fantastic rejoin. Just like Nomad can do it. Interestingly enough, we did not burn that much fuel. If you're wondering, Nomad has still had 4,000 pounds after climbing all the way up to 70,000. Once you get up high enough and once you're aggressively climbing past about 30,000 feet, your fuel efficiency is just phenomenal. And there we go. Nomad's on my wing, and we're just doing a nice casual descent down towards the ground. Sightline, well, Sightline's still up here at 52,000, going Mach 1.6. His desire was to get as fast as he possibly can. Meanwhile, I have lost Sightline. I have no idea where he is. Sightline's already doing, wow, Sightline's doing Mach 2.2. Let's keep an eye on him. Mach 2.1, 2.2. I think his fuel is just about to run out. He's about to get in some trouble. Now, he is accelerating to that at 60,000 feet. Not too shabby Sightline, passing through Mach 2.3, 2.2, and he starts his turn back. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure how he did it, but he got fast enough, and I think Sightline is the winner by hitting Mach 2.2 and getting all the way up to 75,000 feet according to tacview. Passes right next to this F-15. I don't think the F-15 realized he was even here. And Sightline gets out of there. Alright, Sightline's coming in for an RTB and landing. Meanwhile, myself and Nomad are also coming in. So let's take a look at that. Alright, just as always, Nomad rolls in nice and clean onto the runway. No concerns or issues there. And just a classic landing here. I changed sides to come in on Nomad's 4 o'clock. He's taking the primary. I'm going to take the secondary. Nice clean landing, even though tacview is not quite showing this quite the way it should. I think we do realize here that we are going a bit too fast, so we peel out to do another pass. I'm going to try to keep this as classy as possible, guys. Because that's really what it's all about, keeping this classy and making these flights look really good. So that is the review of the speed and altitude. So clearly the mig-29A is definitely a faster bird than a mig-29S, proven here by a complete non-scientific test. I don't know if you'll agree or disagree. Let me know if you guys have done similar tests and how fast you've gotten your aircraft and how high you've gotten your aircraft. Remember, on colder days with colder atmosphere, you will be able to get better altitude and, in theory, better performance out of your aircraft. So keep that in mind as you do that. Now here we are. We've got me and Nomad just pulling into a nice turn, and we're going to come in for that nice landing here. Trying to keep this classy. It's tough to be classy when Plasma's flying an aircraft, especially when I'm trying to land a mig-29. It is a bane of my existence. Nomad comes in for a nice touchdown. Real slow, just cruising in, 160 knots. That's how it's done. I'm in trail on this other side. Coming in a little too fast though. Nomad's touching down at about 145 knots. I'm a bit too fast. I'm coming in at 180, 185. My trimmer is properly set up, but I'm going to give this J11 a proper scare here as I start to have an induced bounce. It feels way more severe in the 29, but yeah, this J11 kind of freaked out seeing me bounce down the runway. I think he thought I was taking off, but no. No need to take off whatsoever. This is a landing. Got a little bit of bent gear and such, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what it's all about. Touchdown. Scare the J11. And I realized at this point that my plane is definitely bent. And for those who are wondering, being bent is actually an aviation brevity term. It means a piece of your equipment is broken. So you can say, my radar is bent, which means that your radar isn't working or is somehow defective or damaged. So yeah, my undercarriage is definitely bent in this case. But made it down in one piece, nothing separated. And Nomad gets the win for the initial drag race, but sightline staying at 50,000, he was able to get all the way up to 70,000 and Mach 2.2. So in theory, I think if Nomad stayed level for another 10-15 minutes, maybe he would have gotten to that speed and altitude as well. Maybe not even 10-15 minutes, maybe just a couple of minutes more. Now, as for sightline, we are bringing him in towards the runway. He is RTBing and he is dead stick. He is a bit concerned because he is coming in for that final touchdown, and he does have quite a bit of traffic in front of him. Does a speed bleed off maneuver, and let's watch him as he comes down towards the runway here. Gonna get rid of the labels. Except for sightline, we're just gonna keep an eye on him as he comes down for that touchdown. Very classy maneuver here. He knows he's only got one approach. He does not have any engines. Well, he doesn't have the fuel. He's got the engines, but he doesn't have the fuel to actually do anything about that, because you can have 100 engines, but if you've got no gas in the tank, you're in trouble. Now this J11 is going to take off right in front of him. A little bit of a concern, but cool as a cucumber. Comes right down here. A little bit too fast still. He's coming in 280 knots. Bit quick, but he's got to bleed off that speed, and there we go, looking much better now. And then we're going to have the touchdown in just a moment here. And there we go, down and rolling. The only trick here is to just ensure that you stay on the ground and you don't hit the lights at the end of the runway. Because if you collide with those lights, you are going to explode and flip over. No concerns for sightline. Peels off, goes right around those lights. And he's successfully parked. That totally doesn't count. All parts are still attached to the plane. We're good to go, guys. Alright, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, likes, and all the other good stuff is always appreciated. And let me know how fast you've gone in your aircraft while sightline here ejects and comes back right down to the ground.